Deer crossing.
Slow children.
Yield.
Children at play.
Left turn.
Right turn.
School zone.
Stop.
Every time we get behind the wheel, we encounter information from every direction. From road conditions to traffic and weather, we process countless bits of information every time we drive. Road signs are just part of the information we are exposed to. Filling the road with unnecessary, ineffective signs reduces the effectiveness of all signs by causing drivers to tune signs out as background noise, making it harder to focus on the hazards themselves. Transportation agencies are frequently asked to install special traffic signs that warn drivers about a variety of possible roadway conditions, including children, animals, and farm equipment. Although these requests might seem appropriate, they can actually be counterproductive. There's a hierarchy of signs that must be present along any roadway: regulatory, warning, and guide signs. Agencies must strike the right balance and only install signs that are necessary and effective. Several studies and engineering manuals provide guidance on the effectiveness of traffic signs and other traffic control measures. Warning signs, which notify drivers of unexpected changes in the roadway and dangers that are not readily apparent, are most effective if they warn drivers of hazards that are always present, such as sharp curves. Signs that warn of infrequent conditions or general possibilities, such as falling rocks or driveways with limited sight distances, are routinely ignored, according to traffic engineers. Drivers don't need warning signs to recognize conditions that are already apparent. For instance, that children might be playing outdoors, that a fire truck could exit a fire station, or that a tractor might be encountered on a rural road. That is why the Federal Highway Administration recommends that warning signs be used sparingly. If drivers don't respond to a sign, such as by slowing down or scanning the roadway more frequently, a sign may be considered ineffective. Signs that warn of conditions that only occasionally occur, such as deer or children, have not been shown to be a good tool for reducing driver speeds or crash rates. In fact, of all the traffic signs in the Minnesota Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices library, curve and chevron signs are the only warning signs proven to consistently change driver behavior. So where does that leave all the other warning signs? The answer may surprise you. Pedestrians have a higher risk of being hit while crossing a 4-lane road at a marked crosswalk with a pedestrian warning sign than crossing the same road without a crosswalk and markings. Deer crossing warning signs have not made a difference in crash rates, so some agencies, such as MnDOT, are removing them. And what about the frequently requested children at play warning signs? In a Minnesota study of 3 playgrounds, the playground warning signs did not significantly reduce driver speeds. However, drivers did slow down by 10 to 15 miles per hour at one site when they observed busy playgrounds and parked cars. The study found motorists select a speed they perceive as safe based on actual conditions, such as the presence of pedestrians, the width of the road, and the presence of parked vehicles along the street. Special warning signs don't help drivers look for or see what cannot be seen, such as a pedestrian behind a parked or stopped vehicle. In fact, they may put children more at risk by creating a false sense of safety. Special warning signs can also create the false impression that areas without warning signs don't have hazards, when we all know that children and kids with disabilities could be playing in any yard, not just one near a warning sign. When deciding whether to install a traffic sign, engineers consider many factors, such as traffic volume, crash history, driver behavior, roadway environment, and the rest of the transportation network. They are guided by documents like the Minnesota Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. Creating consistency in the use of signs and traffic control devices is key to maximizing safety. Driver expectations are based on an entire history of driver experience. Inconsistent or unnecessary signage can lead to unpredictable behavior and even result in drivers ignoring signs. This inconsistent driver behavior creates an unsafe environment for motorists and pedestrians. That's why engineers consider a number of tools, including roadway improvements, signage, and pavement markings when considering how to make a road safer. It's important to remember, however, that traffic control is just one part of the formula for safe streets. Appropriate law enforcement is also crucial, but the most important part has to be played by the road users: drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians. If we all take greater responsibility for safety, our roads will be safer.